Remember this disaster of a layout from Sunday? Well, today is the day where we are going to go ahead and redo it because even after I created it, I set it aside, I didn't look at it, came back to it, and guess what? You guys still hated it. So we are redoing it today. The redo on my layout will, it is a little bit plain. Maybe not plain is the wrong word. I definitely I scratched the sketch. I set that aside for another time, for never to do it again. And I took apart the whole layout. I was able to salvage the photos and the mats behind the photos. I was able to salvage my Ferris wheel. I was able to salvage most of the scraps, most of the embellishment clusters. So we are going to go ahead and make a much quieter layout. And this layout came together really quick because I had already done like all the prep work for it. So there's the Ferris wheel. I just cut a square with the behind it because I had, of course, adhered that down with wet glue. So I just cut a nice even square with the Ferris wheel in the middle. Then I went ahead and I die cut and put together the hot air balloons that were a part of that same Circus Thrills die from Brutus Monroe. So I'm going through the paper pad, trying to decide, do I want to add something more? I also was able to save the title. I was able to save the clusters with the stars and the stickers. And then I had some more stars left over from the first layout that we're going to put down for the second layout. I am going to mat the two photos that I didn't mat on the first layout. We're going to mat those two photos with some pattern paper, and we're using white cardstock for our background. Honestly, the reason we're using white background on this page is because that other layout, it was so much pattern, and I knew that was part of the reason that I didn't like it. And so I just decided that since I had salvaged the stars and I had salvaged the Ferris wheel, which was very colorful, and I salvaged my photos with the colorful backgrounds, that we were just going to give calmness to our layout with a white background. So same 5 photos, got them all on there. I still want to balance the bright blue in that one photograph with the thickers from the kit, from the Chamel Raisins to Smile kit. So I made sure that nice dark blue was up at the top. And then I'm going to nestle my title down in the corner. And there's all that pattern behind the Ferris wheel. I still think the Ferris wheel sort of gets a little bit lost, but after doing all that work to put it together, I just was not going to try to make another one. So I'm going to get the photographs into place, and then you see I made that hot air balloon. So since we have the Ferris wheel with pattern paper in the bottom right hand corner of my layout, I decided that we'll put the hot air balloon on some pattern paper in the upper left hand corner to kind of balance those out. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these photographs into place. We're still doing all 5 of the photographs. I salvaged all of my letter stickers because, they don't really stick. So I did add wet glue to them. I pulled them back up and added wet glue because they weren't going to stay stuck. But that's okay. I salvaged them. They're perfectly fine. And I'm going to use the same exact title with the same exact letters as I did on the original layout. This is one of those clusters that I was able to salvage from the original layout, and I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of extra stars to kind of fill in that space above my title. Off to the left, you'll see after I had completed this layout, I was going through all of the amusement park photos I have left to Scrapbook to figure out like what stories I want to tell, get an idea of how many layouts I actually want to create for this day at Knoebels. And I found one of the ride tickets that I had saved for the sole purpose of scrapbooking. So I decided we'll put that little bit of memorabilia onto this page. I'm going to go ahead and stack the ride ticket on top of some of the die cut tickets and some of the one or two of the die cut stars. And that turned out really, really nice. I like that a lot. Because the Ferris wheel is on all that pattern paper, I want to add a little bit of layered pattern paper behind the hot air balloon, just for consistency across the page, but I don't want to add too much. So I just went with some of this diagonal stripe kind of purple paper and then the kind of aqua teal colored paper that I have down that strip on the right side. And then I can kind of just pop that up in the corner and put the hot air balloon up there on top of those patterns. And then I'm going to embellish with some more of the stars. I'm going to create some little clusters in some areas. I kind of liked the idea of having some stars on that strip. And originally I thought, well, I'll layer up the stars, kind of the idea being to kind of generate a little bit of the sketch into this layout, but no. I put them there, I look at them, and then after like a minute or two, I said, no, that's too much. I'm out of here. Once I had all the stars in place, I just added a little cluster of them above the Ferris wheel. I'm going to embellish with some sequins. These are the Joyful sequins from Spiegelman Scraps. I actually designed these sequins last year to go with main character energy. I designed 2 sequin mixes, Joyful and Dramatic, to go with main character energy. But then... so they're not available in the shop anymore, but they also are perfectly matched to Reason to Smile. And I have a couple pouches of them that I got when Jody released them because I knew I was going to want extras of them. They're so beautiful. So I am going to scatter those around. If you are interested in purchasing any of Chamelle's Reason to Smile collection, I will link up that collection over at A Cherry on Top. I will also link up this Circus Thrills die set. If you go to the site and it is sold out, just hit the notify button because I do believe they are planning on restocking them. That was what I was told, that they were definitely planning on restocking it. So then you can grab those dies if you want at some point. And this is where we're going to call my layout finished. I am so much happier with this layout. I feel like now the patterns are not competing with my photos, but rather the photos are the star of the show, and then the pattern and embellishments are just that, accent pieces, as they're meant to be. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. I hope you've had a wonderful Thursday, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.